85 in Celsius. Let's see here. What is that in Celsius? It's 29.4.
Whoa.
Yeah, we're living the dream here.
God. It's been like that here as well. So, like, Seattle normally gets the rain like Manchester does, and we're all now like having some great weather. Brilliant. I can see we've got some new people as well from the chat as well, some new leaders that are joining. So welcome. Okay, well, what we'll do, we'll make a start because we're recording it anyway. So this meeting will go on to the TUG Leader Hub after the event today. So you can always, if you have to drop early, you can always dial in to tune into the recording. So let's kick off with our agenda. And I believe, Britt, you've fiddled around with it just before, haven't you? So which is great.
Of course.
I'm going to squid you up a little bit. So we'll go through some welcome and introductions. So to introduce those new leaders that have recently been onboarded. As you all know, we onboard leaders per quarter, once a quarter. And they get onboarded with lots of everyone else in that cohort at that time. So having this quarterly call today is a great opportunity for you to meet them all. And then we'll go through the TUG leader updates. We'll do the survey results a little bit later, actually, because we're going to go straight over to Britt, who's going to talk about the ambassador window being open. Then we'll hit on the survey results. So you know that we did the TUG leader satisfaction survey earlier this year. We're going to go over those results and talk about what you all said and what we're doing about it. And then Rain is going to join and talk about Slack, the new workspace, and some updates there. And Lilia is going to join and talk about DataFam Live, which is exciting. And we should then have time for some Q&A at the end. So whilst I think actually, can I just check, see if Kelly and Rain are on the call? I think they're all, everyone's here. That's great, because we're going to do some introductions. So first of all, if you don't know me, I'm Laura. So I'm part of the Tableau community team, and I focus on enablement and support. So you'll often see me on Slack and answering questions on the user group alias on email. I'm based in Manchester, as you probably all are aware of now, and work very closely with our team in London as well. So travel down there. That's our biggest office. And work very closely with Melissa. So Melissa is based in the Netherlands and is part of our operations team. So do you want to go ahead, Melissa, and introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Yes. Hi, everyone. I'm just popping in here to say hi. Unfortunately, I can't stay on the call for the entire duration, but at least you can put a face to the name for somebody who is behind the scenes, supporting questions, building workflows, working with Laura and Rain to just enhance the overall experience operationally. So if it has anything to do with reimbursements or swag or any other process that you think you need support on, you'll often see us three doing that. But I do head up the operations and yeah, and just do all the stuff in the background. I think that's my brain telling me to stop talking now.
Mm-hmm. I think the one key takeaway from what you said there, Melissa, is like you are everyone's friend when it comes to reimbursements and swag.
You're so nice. Yes.
Great. And then we have Rain, who's based in Seattle, and they are our TUG program lead. Do you want to introduce yourself, Rain?
Yeah, absolutely. Melissa, I think there's a comment in the chat for you, by the way.
I see it.
My name is Rain. Nice to meet you, everybody. I use they, them pronouns, and I am the TUG program lead. I am based in Seattle, Washington, and I support this entire program. So I'll be jumping in on some operations stuff. I'm making sure that we have the infrastructure laid out so that your TUGs can be as successful as possible, whether that be giving input on how onboarding and enablement goes, facilitating internal outreach inside Salesforce and external outreach to everyone who we could possibly talk to about Tableau user groups. So my goal is to make sure that your events are as successful as physically possible.
Fabulous. Thank you very much, Rain. And over to Kelly as well, our leader.
Hello, everyone. So good to see so many of you. So I've been working on the community team for at least 3 years. Prior to that, I was station side at Tableau. So I've been with Tableau for I was going to say 15 years. It's been 10 years in July. So coming up on an anniversary soon. And have loved every second. And this role in particular has been great, just to be so close to the passion that you all have and the expertise that you have. So one of my biggest tasks is just getting out of the way, both for you all to shine, but also in terms of our team, and making sure that I'm supporting getting rid of any obstacles in the way, supporting on any challenges that come up, but also just getting out of their way so they can really dive into some like creativity and some new ideas, and supporting all of you. So thank you so much for having me with you today. Nice to meet some of the new ones as well.
Brilliant. Thank you, Kelly. So that's our team. Now we're going to move on to some newly onboarded leaders. So we're going to start with France. So a big welcome to our newly onboarded leaders in Paris. We have Rosa and Laura. Rosa on the left, Laura on the right, who are leading the After Work TUG in Paris. So it's a little bit different from the Paris Tableau user group. This one is a little bit more informal. They're going to hold their events in brasseries and the equivalent of pubs, I guess, in France. So they're going to have a less formal agenda, maybe fewer speakers, but a lot more room for networking. So look out for this TUG. It's great to see some more activity in France. So welcome to Laura and Rosa. And then over in APAC, there's quite a few new leaders. Now, I did notice that there's quite a few from India, and I'm thinking that Viraj is to, we need to give thanks to him because of all the work he did at TDX to get people signed up for Tableau user groups and making sure that people were interested in joining. So we've got Shubhadeep from the Trailblazing Analytics Tableau user group in India. We've got Sanjay from Udaipur, Krishna leading the CRMA TUG Maharashtra. I think I pronounced that correctly. We've got Neeraj leading the Gahual Tableau user group. And actually, they were only onboarded last month and they've already got their event published. So kudos to them. And then we have Kanchan from the Meru Tableau user group too. So a big welcome to everyone in APAC. And then in AMER, we have AJ from the Philly TUG. So it's great to see the Philadelphia TUG getting back up and running. We've got Logan, who's going to be leading the Morgantown Tableau user group. And finally, Eric from the Leahy Tableau user group. So a big welcome to all of our new leaders. Look out for them and reach out if you are nearby or if you can offer them any support. And whilst we're kind of celebrating new leaders, I'd also like to celebrate our ambassadors. Massive thank you to the ambassadors who have led discussions on the TUG Tips live sessions that we've had this year. I wanted to give a big shout out to these ambassadors who are leading these sessions because they've been so helpful for both new and existing leaders. So thank you for putting on these sessions every month, apart from the months where we have our quarterly call, of course. So you can find these TUG Tips live sessions on the TUG Leader Hub once they're published. So you can sign up. They're led by the ambassadors and they're a great way to connect with other TUG leaders. You can hear some different tips from other ambassadors. You can find out more about updates on the TUG Leader Hub. You can find updates that we've got on the slides for TUG events slide deck. And also you'll hear from, often we have Tableau employees on there presenting on things like how to use Canva or data skills, for example. And at the end of every call, there's always time for anyone on the call to ask a question and get some support on their issues or worries that they have with their TUG. So a massive thanks to Rushni, Viraj, Jen, Ginny, Charlotte, Tora. Oh, there's so many ambassadors who've taken part in it. So I want to give them a big shout out. So over to our updates. In fact, Britt, did you want to go next just on the ambassador part? I know that would you want to hop in now?
Gosh, I would love to. I would love to. I appreciate it. I had to push around Laura's schedule today because I have to take my kids into camp. The camp schedules are always so weird here in the U.S. I don't know if any of you have kids or experience driving them into a camp, but they're always just juggling around the schedules on you. So every week's a different week. For those of you, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Britt Stanier. I am on the Tableau community team here. My team runs our visionary ambassador and data programs. I am based out of the US in Seattle, and I've been with Tableau for 8 years. Joined the Tableau team after 4 of those for the past 4 years, after seeing how powerful this community is, and really everything it does to for Tableau and help me learn Tableau. And so I'm just so grateful for all of you and all the support you all give leading these user groups, having been to a lot of them here in both virtually and then here in Seattle. They're always spectacular, and just want to thank you all for everything you do. And I know, especially the new user group leaders, thanks for for jumping in and taking that on. It's an incredible way to give back to the community. So with that, I'm going to quickly jump into the Tableau Ambassador Program, which is what I'm here to talk about today. Our nominations and applications just opened, and Tableau Ambassadors are leaders in our community and data champions who want to bring analytics to everyone, right? And so they're obviously people who are creating this super inclusive, welcoming community that we all love to be a part of. And so we really thank you for both nominating people and applying yourself if that's something you want to do. We do anticipate just reviewing the applications that are flowing in. We've got a pretty healthy cohort of nominations and applications, but really it goes a long way when we see a nomination flow in and say, hey, this person did something and that really helped me and made a difference for me. And so we really do count on our community to help us identify who its leader should be. So please do take the time to nominate someone who's helped you out, who's made the Tableau community special for you. A great way to do that is to share this slide. It's in the user group program overview. So what do you call that slide deck, Laura? I'm not even sure though. The user group enablement slides.
The name is just as it is on the tin. So it's called the Slides for User Group Events deck.
Yeah, so the slides that are available to everyone. It's a great slide to throw out there at the beginning of your call. Thank you, Laura. I should have had that link ready. I appreciate you dropping it in the chat for me. And so it just make sure that people in the community know that what an ambassador is, and that nominations and applications are open and helping us source all these great leaders for us. So with that, I'm going to quickly jump into the next slide, which is that this year we've taken a simplified approach to the ambassador program. What we noticed in the program is that people don't just give back to the Tableau user group program, that they don't just give back on Tableau Public by sharing vizzes and helping other people learn how to author vizzes, and they don't just give back on social media or on Slack or in the forums. People give back across all of the different channels within the Tableau Ambassador program and within the world. And so we wanted to make sure that people could feel recognized for doing all of those things and didn't feel like they had to confine their contributions to a specific space. So we really wanted to start with being recognized for leading anywhere. And then we have ambassadors like we were just talking about on this call who jump in just to help other ambassadors by doing TUG Tips Live and other things like that behind the scenes by contributing here. And so we're going to make all of those opportunities available to anyone to contribute across any of those types of those opportunities, whether you're, for example, helping us select visit of the day, right? As another thing our ambassadors always help us do. And so we're making all those projects available to anyone, not just whether you're within a specific program or not. And then finally, we are making sure that we are still creating a space within the Tableau Ambassador program for our sort of niche audiences, our data devs, our students, our teachers, our CRM analytics ambassadors, right? People who might not traditionally be associated with being a Tableau ambassador, but we want to make sure that all of those people know that there's a place in this program for them. So if you know someone who's in one of those audiences, make sure that you are encouraging them to apply or nominating them. With that, I'm going to keep going and just finish up really quickly with the next slide. Laura, would you mind advancing? Thank you. And then there's finally just the new logo. So this is the new Tableau Ambassador logo. I love it because I helped inspired a little bit. It alludes to the old logo with the shield, and it's got that extra bit of sparkle in here that I think our ambassadors love. It's like, we were all talking about it. It's like, well, like a lot of sparkle is what this community loves. Like we give them more sparkle. So that was a little bit of the energy behind the logo. And we also love the way it sort of shares outward and with that, like speaks to this community's Tableau Ambassador program ambassadors' energy of sharing outward with the world. So that is it for me. I'm happy to answer any questions about all of this. Drop them in the chat or come off mute. I think we're a pretty small group here. So yeah, more cowbell, Raj. That's it. More sparkle. I need to get a cowbell with a sparkle on it so you can just like hit it,
Thanks so much, Britt. Does anyone have any questions for Britt before he has to jump off?
And that QR code in the lower right-hand corner is the QR code to use to nominate or apply.
Yes. So say, Tanya, I think you've got a question.
Go ahead, Say.
Not a question, just for anyone who hasn't applied it. As Britt said, it has been simplified as opposed to the other years we have been applying. It has been so much simplified that it takes hardly 5 minutes to submit it now, instead of the half an hour to an hour we used to spend. So please go ahead and do it and ask people to do it. It's 5 minutes.
It's super straightforward. It's really easy. So we're trying to keep it as easy as possible on everyone to submit a nomination. So make sure you can do that. Thanks, everyone. And thanks for having me on, Laura. And if you have any questions about any of this, don't hesitate to reach out, and apologies for dropping off the call. My kids are currently watching TV waiting for me to drive them in.
Britt, is it an actual camp, like as in camping trip, or you mean like summer camps?
Summer camp.
Okay.
Yeah. All right.
Cool. I hope they enjoy it. Thanks so much for joining it. Really appreciate it.
Bye.
Bye, Britt. Okay, so we're gonna head back to our little update. So bear with me one moment. Okay, so over to our updates. These are just some of the things that are top of mind at the moment. So first of all, the TUG Slack workspace is now read only. So you really do need to be sure that you create an account in that Tableau community Slack workspace, and then let us know that you're in if you haven't already, so that we can add you to our supported TUG leader channels. In fact, Rain, do you want to chime in with anything on that? Because I know that that's something that you've been working on to ensure that everyone's been added.
Yeah, absolutely. If you do not see channels in your sidebar that start with TUG, please message me or send an email to the team. We want to make sure that you're in those channels. That is the one-stop shop to get help at the drop of a hat. So please be sure on that. David, to answer your question, what is the status of the donut? You will see shortly. So hang on.
Yeah, I'm just typing there. It's coming. You'll see it. And also, we've updated the slides for user group events deck. So I posted a link just a moment ago when Britt spoke about the ambassador slide. So you'll also see that we've got a slide on the Tableau Next training there, and that slide that we showed there with Britt on the ambassador nomination and application window now being open. So take a look through those slides and just make a copy of them if you want to use them for your events. Then there's still time to take part in the TC25 Community Encore TUG series. You just need to submit by the 31st of July. Let me share with you the link. So you've got it in the chat. And if you're part of the series, it does mean that you get a special opportunity to be featured on the Tableau landing page. You receive external promotion, and you get access to packaged content for easy planning too. And actually, Rain, the next series is coming on the 15th of July, right? And that's going to be on Tableau next.
Correct.
Is that correct?
Yeah. So my plan is to launch our next quarter series on the 15th of July. It will be solely about Tableau Next. So same rules apply. If you feature Tableau Next in your user group, I'll be able to put you on a landing page. We're going to roll you into social promotion. And we are going to be working on getting packaged content for you all as well. So you'll have a chance to have some content so that you won't have to come up with a presentation yourself necessarily. So we are working on that, but the series itself will launch on the 15th.
Really cool. And Sayantani, I think you've got a question. Do you want to come off mute?
Sure. Thanks, Laura. Rain, for those of us who have already hosted Tableau Einstein, what happens to them?
I'm sorry, one more time?
For those of us who have already hosted Tableau Einstein, I know Dubai CRM Analytics Group has hosted, I have hosted, I have also presented. So we have already done the Tableau Einstein meetups.
Great. So if you have previously recorded events, you can always submit those to the YouTube channel. We typically include a link to previously recorded events on the series themselves. The series tend to focus on upcoming events. So if you do have future events, we can also include you there.
So the one I conducted was in April.
Okay.
We were asked to not record by Cole and Britt.
Okay.
It was still very new and people didn't know much about it. It wasn't publicly available, right?
Yep, so that makes sense.
That's why we were asked to not record, but we did do it and there were a lot of people attending.
Wonderful. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Really good to hear. Thanks for sharing, Sayantani. So also, a final announcement here, the TUG Leader application window is open. So if you know anybody that would like to lead a TUG, or perhaps they've mentioned to you that they'd like to get involved in some way, they can think about becoming a Tableau user group leader. So the QR code is here on this slide. You can share this slide if you like, and they'll just need to apply. The application form is really super simple, and we'll onboard everyone as one cohort as well. So yeah, please get sharing. And now we are going to head over to Rain, who is going to talk to us about Slack, if that's okay. Sorry, my order's slightly messed up now because of we move things around, but just bear with me. In a moment. Okay, over to you then, Rain, on the community Slack.
Thank you so much. Laura, could you give me presenter privileges?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh, gosh, sorry. Hang on. Hold up.
Rain, I show you have presenter mode enabled. Is it not working?
Yeah, it doesn't say I can share my screen. That's fine.
Oh, really? Is it not
yeah. That's okay.
Let me just see again.
Oh, you're right. For me, it says that too, even though I'm a host.
Oh, that's interesting, isn't it? It's not letting you do it. Oh, hang on.
All right.
It said it's saying on for me that you do have presenter mode enabled, which is strange.
Roshni says if Laura stops sharing, the sharing button will show up. Okay, so Laura, I'll just cue you to stop sharing when we're ready.
Thanks, Roshni, for the Bevy best practices.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about with our ambassadors being incredible. All right. So everyone, thank you so much for joining today. I'm here to talk to you about the Tableau Community Slack, which is your opportunity to get in touch with the data fam all over the world. Get help on Tableau things, get help on TUG things. All of our TUG channels live in this Tableau Community Slack workspace. So it is imperative that you join just so you can make sure that you get supported, you're up to date on all the opportunities that are available for your TUG. So I want to give a little bit of an update on our quote great migration that we've been doing from our old workspace. So Laura, can I get the next slide, please? So I want to give us an update on something that's been on all of our minds, including my own, which is where we are when it comes to getting publicly facing TUG channels for promotion and or individual private channels for TUG meeting planning. I have been in many a meeting with the owner of this workspace, in addition to the steering committee about this workspace. I have offered multiple solutions to this ask. Unfortunately, right now, the ability to create these channels is on hold. And that's just due to existing moderation challenges that they've been having and we're working to address. Now, the only exception to this pause on net new channels are in-language channels according to community needs. So you might have seen Community Japan, for example, pop up recently. So at present, the guidance is to continue to leverage existing channels for promotion. So that is like community events, things like that. Please avoid too much cross-posting. I think we can all get behind that being somewhat obnoxious at times. So please limit the amount of cross-posting if possible. And for planning, let's go ahead and keep using DMs for planning. I'm going to go ahead and show you how to make a section, add a topic so those DMs can stick in your sidebar. Now, I know that's really disappointing to hear. I'm also disappointed, but again, I'm going to continue to speak up about this, advocate for it so that hopefully in the future, we're going to have this opportunity for you all to get these publicly facing channels, get those planning channels. And I know there is an idea exchange about these planning channels already. So if you wanted to go vote on that, you absolutely could. Now, Laura, can you stop sharing so I can do my little demo, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
There we go.
Excellent. All right, let's see. Okay, so I am in the TUG Slack, I am in the Tableau community workspace. And I want to make sure that all of my DMs actually stick when I'm planning my TUG, right? So let's say that I have a DM with Laura and it's way down here. If you've been on Slack before, you've probably had the experience of you have this very important DM. It was living in your sidebar, very happy, but then you've had many a conversation since then, and now it has dropped out of your sidebar for whatever reason, and now you can't find it. So if you want those DMs to stick, what we can do is create a separate section for that DM itself. So in the sidebar itself, if you find any of these headers like channels, external connections, things like that, just right click that header, hover over create and select create section. For something that I want to draw my eye to, we're going to use visual best practices and use something red like such. TUG planning and hit create. That populates that brand new section in the sidebar. And then we can take Laura's chat, right click it, select move conversation, and then I can select the TUG planning area. So now it is in my sidebar. I can move this anywhere that I would like. So if I want to move it to the top of my sidebar, I certainly can, so that it's ready to go whenever I need it. So that's one. The other is you might have multiple DMs for planning. So I want you to be able to distinguish what these DMs are for. So for Laura, I'm going to say that we are specifically talking about sourcing venues, for example. I want to set a topic for this conversation, and I can do that by clicking on Laura's name at the top and selecting Add Topic. So let's find a venue for our next TUG. And I'm going to use a little office emoji and select Save. So now I've set the topic. That topic lives at the very top of that conversation. So if I click into this DM quickly, I can glance at the top and see exactly what we're talking about. So if I need help finding a certain DM, that will be able to help me. As far as other best practices for this workspace goes, I also want to point out that there are thousands of people in this workspace. So that means it is pretty high traffic. So I want to really emphasize managing your notification settings. That can be found by just clicking your profile photo and selecting preferences. This is where you can change all of your notification settings and what you get notified about. And that's a global change for the entire workspace. If you want to manage notifications on a specific channel, say, for example, randoms getting a little too heavy for you, or perhaps intros is getting too heavy for you, you can right click it and you can select to mute or unmute a channel, and you can change the notifications that you're getting on it as well. So definitely be sure to go through those channels that you're in and set the notifications to the preference that you have. That will drastically reduce the amount of noise that you get as far as notifications go and allow you to really focus on the channels that help for you. Lastly, the other thing that we like to do in these sections that we have is you can right click a section, you can select show and sort, and you can choose to only see channels that have unreads in them. And you can also sort the section, the channels inside the section itself, by those channels that have had the most recent changes. So all different ways of managing the workspace. I'm going to be posting some videos about this as well, so this is not your only opportunity to get this information. But Laura, let's go back to the slide deck, please.
Yes, just 1 minute before you go back. I just wanted, whilst you're in this demo, just thinking, you know, you were talking before, everyone who's got the TUG, you know, seeing that on the channel list on the left-hand side, if they're seeing the TUG help leader, TUG,
absolutely.
Like, that's what we're looking for. If you don't see these TUG leader channels, you know, the ones that start with TUG, that's when you need to contact us to let us know that you aren't in those channels for TUG leaders yet. Sorry, no, that's a bit of a segue, but I just thought whilst you're in the demo, it was worth just pointing that out.
Yeah,
I'll go back
absolutely.
to the slides now.
Absolutely.
So Rain, you'll just have to stop sharing with me too, and then if that's all right.
There we go.
There we go. Fabulous. There we go.
Laura, I have a question for Rain.
Yeah, absolutely, Jim.
Go for it. Sorry, Jim.
Hey, Rain, just asking for a friend because I certainly wouldn't do this myself. But somebody may have duplicated a persona, and they've got a couple of different things out there, you know, and it's really confusing. And if we wanted to get rid of one of those, what would I advise this person to do?
Yeah, I would, if you have multiple Slack accounts that you wish to get rid of, I would post in help Slack. I think it's on the channel over there. What you'll need is the profile link, I believe, or the email that you use to sign up for those.
Not me, Rain. I'm certain it was somebody else.
Yes, the friend. Excuse me. Yes, your friend.
I've got one other question. You set up that group. Love the idea. Can people belong to more than one group? And if I send something to a person, does that message appear in each group? Do they get pinged 3 or 4 times because they're in 3 or 4 groups?
Okay, I understand your question better. So if you were to drag someone's DM into a group, it can only live in one spot. So if you send a ping to that person, they're only going to get pinged once. So if I moved Laura's DM into my TUG planning section, it can only live there. It will still show up in like your DM section because that's what it is, right? If you click on it in the sidebar. But as far as like putting her in a TUG planning section and a coworker section, for example, that's not possible.
Okay, I think I understand that.
Yeah, and
thank you. I'll pass all that information along to this person who has difficulties out there. Thank you.
You're good, and please feel free to ping me if you need any more help. All right, so Laura, let's go to the next slide. So this is my update on the donut. Now I have an inception pie chart. So here we are. We are nearly there. So 61% of TUG leaders have migrated. Right now, I've been doing near daily audits just to make sure that everybody is getting into those Slack channels. Thank you for everyone who has pinged me about getting into those channels. If I have missed you for whatever reason, we are nearly there. So the vast majority of us are migrated. The TUG Slack workspace, the old workspace support has ended. So we are not monitoring that workspace anymore. We're currently going through and just making sure that we got absolutely everything that we need out of there. I will be archiving channels in that old workspace probably later today. We have also sent out emails to leaders who have not yet migrated. So in addition to all of these things, please message me if you are missing key assets from the old workspace that were not migrated. We already had a message come through about, for example, the logo request workflow. Somehow it was missed, so that has already been migrated over. But if you find that you're missing something, please do let me know so I can get it over. In addition, like we've been saying this entire time, please have conversations with other leaders to encourage them to migrate. We just really want to make sure that you don't have a gap in coverage as far as TUG leader support goes. So we are at 61% migrated. These pie charts will continue to be ridiculous as we go forward. So Laura, I think that's all I have, but if anybody has any questions about the Slack workspace, I'm happy to take them.
You can also, we're going to have time at the end as well for questions as well. So if you think of anything as time goes on, Rain will still be on here at the end. Oh, but Devanshu has a question. Over to you, Devanshu.
Yeah. Hi, Rain.
Hi.
Okay. I have a question because one of the TUG leaders in Gujarat from Ahmedabad, basically the Ahmedabad TUG group, they have requested for the logo because I was encouraging people to join the new Slack
Right.
in my circle. So they requested for the logo like maybe 2 months back, but still they are not getting any update on that side. I think that was on the previous Slack, not on this.
Okay. I manage those logo requests inside the Salesforce Slack. So let me get in touch with the team if we haven't gotten that logo request yet, or if we haven't gotten action on it yet. Can you ping me the name of that TUG leader just so I
Sure,
can get in contact with them? Thank you.
I'll do that right away.
Really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Of course.
Fab. Thanks for chipping in, Devanshu, and thanks for all of that information there, Rain. I think it's really nice to have those tips and tricks as well on how we can like organize Slack a little bit, a little bit better, because it is pretty overwhelming at first, isn't it, when we first head into that new workspace? But all of a sudden, once you're in it and you're using it, it does seem to be a lot easier. So we're now going to head back to our survey results. So earlier this year, we ran our Tableau user group leader satisfaction survey. Thank you so much to everyone who did participate in that. It was really, really helpful. Without you telling us how you're finding things, we have no idea. So we do genuinely appreciate you all filling it in. So we're pleased to say that we had 77 responses. Of course, we'd still like to increase that. So next time we do this survey, which will be later on in the year, probably around November, we'd like to see that increase. But from March the 10th to April the 10th this year, we ask for your feedback just so we can find out if we're meeting your needs and expectations, if we can explore how we can increase that satisfaction and reduce our leader drop-off, or even just TUGs lying dormant, and that's when they're still on the platform, but they're not actually hosting any events. And finally, we wanted to learn how we can help you thrive and not just survive in your role as a TUG leader. We know that it's all about fun. We want leading a TUG to be a great experience. So all of this helps us come up with the package, I guess, that will help you succeed and enjoy your experience. So huge thanks for responding. And we hope everyone who did receive a swag prize, because we gave them out like randomly on the spot, has been able to find something on that BDA gift store to send out. So we hope you're enjoying those. And then the key results. Firstly, the overall leader satisfaction was 8 out of 10. So we were really pleased to see that. It's a great result and we're happy that you're happy, but we know that there's still room for improvement. And that's what we intend to do. The survey results showed us that 75% of respondents check Slack on a weekly basis and 75% rate its usefulness either 9 or 10. So Slack is the place where we share our updates and where you can get in touch with us. So it's really important that you as TUG leaders are confident in using this platform to get the most out of the program. We want to make sure that we help with this. Then 80% of respondents are aware of the TUG Leader Hub and 80% find it useful. The TUG Leader Hub is the one-stop shop for all of your resources, your upcoming events, training materials, etc. So it really is important that this page is easy to navigate and you know what you're doing on it. So from all this, we identified these areas for improvement. The first one was finding quality speakers. 60% of you said that you would like help finding speakers. Then 60% said that you'd like help with member engagement. On recruiting new members, 58% said they'd like support with recruiting new members and building up their membership base on Bevy. And 42% want more engagement from Salesforce employees. And in addition to these quantitative results, we have some qualitative results that showed there was a common theme of overwhelm that ran throughout this survey. So we've got a couple of quotes here that kind of outline this. So someone said, there is an abundance of useful information available, but the overwhelming amount makes it difficult to keep track of everything. I appreciate that Slack is often used to share updates, but reducing the frequency could make it more manageable. And another person said, sometimes I feel like there are so many messages coming from so many different sources that I get lost. A more consolidated messaging system could be helpful, but I'm not sure how. So throughout that survey, we did hear that you were overwhelmed with so much information and different places to find it. So what we heard is that we need to simplify. So here are our improvements. This is what we're doing to take action. The Slack workspace has this greater reach now to help you find those quality speakers, increasing engagement with your members and recruiting new members. So once you're on that new community Slack workspace, we hope that that does help you with this reaching out to get your speakers, increase your membership and find new members for your TUG. And we've also consolidated the channels that we had on the old workspace. So we hope you then seen that Slack isn't so overwhelming since we've reduced that number of TUG channels and added links to relevant canvases instead of having various Google Docs that you have to try and navigate and find. Then we will drive partnerships with SEs, CSMs and success guides and RIEs, so in our sales team, to promote your TUGs. So although we can't email companies directly that are in your area where your TUG is, we can promote your Tableau user groups to our sales team so that they can promote the next event to their customers. And this also will help with getting those internal speakers and attendees for your TUGs. So for example, we had Souther speaking at the London TUG recently, and Matthew Miller presented for the Armenia TUG that was virtual. We'll have our monthly TUG digest sent out to all Tableau employees too, and we'll share our dashboard. So thank you to Rain for creating this dashboard because it shows upcoming events and we can integrate TUGs into those sales conversations then. So we really are making a push here to get your TUGs more well-known within the business. Then we'll provide more content such as TUGs in a box with an increased cadence of slide updates too. So from calls such as TUG Tips Live, we've really realized that you do find those slides for user group events, that deck, really helpful, and we want to keep building on this. We're seeing lots of you using these slides, and if you do see any that you think are missing, please just let us know because we want to make sure that that user group events deck is for you and we're serving you. The TUGs in a box that we have available now include the data skills for AI, prepping data for AI and Pulse, and Agent Force. So there is stuff out there for you to use. Then, event promotion. We'll be promoting your events at upcoming Tableau user group events such as World Tour, TDX and Summits. And I know that some of you have been involved in helping promote TUGs at these events like Viraj helped at the TDX in Bengaluru. And we've had in our latest Germany event, we had a summit where Tableau user group leaders helped there too, just to promote like different events that are upcoming in that region. So our next event will be the Data Fan Live on the 24th of July. And we'll have our quarterly TUG series to allow for greater internal and external promotion too. And we're promoting the TUG mentorship from day one to our leaders. It's all going to be the front of our onboarding deck. They'll see it as the first step after they've been onboarded, and we'll keep this top of mind so that leaders are always aware that they can request a mentor to get that help, so they know where they're going. Finally, we're making the TUG Leader Hub easier to navigate and condensing all the resources, so we're only holding the most useful resources on there. The hub will host 4 new bite-sized training videos to get leaders started instead of the long ones that exist at the moment. And it includes a short video on how to use Slack. So that's another good thing. And then coming soon, we have reimbursement process improvements and an overhaul of the TUG Leader onboarding to make it more concise and simple. So keep an eye open for that. Has anyone got any questions on any of that? I dashed through quite quickly just because I want to make sure there's time for Lilia and also for Q&A. So, nope. Brilliant. Well, on that then, we can move forward and move on to Data Fan Live. So over to you, Lilia.
Thank you, Laura. And I apologize, I lost my voice a bit this weekend. It was my birthday and the 4th of July. I don't know how I lost my voice, probably just talking to so many people. So good morning and good afternoon. I recognize a lot of names, so hello to a lot of my friends that I already know. For those of you who haven't met me before, I've been at Tableau, including my boomerang years, over 10 years now. So I'm always happy to do anything I can to support the community. That is the focus of my role, is to bring events and experiences that drive more people to our user groups, into our community programs, and also bring the content that our community needs. So our next Data Fam, speaking of important dates, I know I had Laura, I think on the last call, share the save the date. I really hope it's still the case that you don't have a meeting scheduled for Thursday, July 24th. I did see the note about usually doing the last Thursday of the month there, Annabelle. At the time when I chose this date, nobody had a meeting scheduled for that date. So I'm hoping that's still the case. Data Fam Live is our semi-annual virtual event that we run. Think of it like a tiny taste of Tableau conference, live, focused on our community, our existing community, as well as welcoming folks into the community, structured around learning, around real topics, hearing from folks at Tableau, opportunities for connection, and then of course, promotion of the incredible community, all of the ways that we have to help folks, especially your upcoming, if you're going to submit your Tableau Next user group meetings, they will be promoted on this event. So make sure you do that. So what is this event all about? This idea of agentic analytics, we wanted to approach this from a very actionable learning perspective. So rather than us talk all about the product, leading in with talking about the concepts behind this, much like how someone would approach learning visual analytics. We're bringing in Tyler from our community learning team. He's got a PhD, very, very smart, has presented this at some recent events and has some great content to bring the concepts of agentic analytics. Like, what are we actually talking about here? Is this relevant to me? How could this be helpful for me as we think about this new way of working with data and the new possibilities that are out there with Tableau Next? So we're going to have a foundational learning session, and that is going to be integrated with a demo of Tableau Next. So you can also see it contextually. So rather than just seeing a demo, you're getting that learning and the demo to see it, how they work together. We're also going to have an opportunity to hear from Tableau and Salesforce product leaders about how they developed this. We're looking to get ethics folks on the call to talk about from an ethical standpoint, because we heard some feedback around what does this mean from an ethical side of things? So there's going to be the live learning, the demos of Tableau Next. You can see it in action, connects us to the learning, hearing from Tableau product leaders, from questions from the community, as well as also what I'm really excited about at the tail end of the event. We're going to hear from community members who have used Tableau Next in our beta program. So talking about what it was like to get hands-on with the tool. And if by chance you were a part of the Tableau Next beta that Britt's team ran, and you would like to share a tidbit about your experience, please DM me and let's see if it's a good fit for you to talk on the event as well. And then this tees up inviting everyone on the event to participate. So I'll sneak peek it for you here if you haven't heard already. More to come. I don't think Britt had a chance to present this yet, Laura. But there will be a Tableau Next hackathon. So we've heard about folks wanting to get hands-on with the tool. And so a community hackathon will launch on July 24th at the conclusion of this event as a way to get hands-on with the tool. So what can this do to benefit your user groups? One, we're going to bundle up this content to help you present at meetings. You could host watch parties of the recording or portions of the recording. We will get you materials from the event. And excuse me, again, losing my voice over here. Also, if you do have an upcoming Tableau Next themed event or an event that includes Tableau Next, those will be presented on the event itself. So it's this nice hybrid of trying to bring in all the different areas of our community centered around learning, as well as these new product tools. So we're really, really excited. It is a 2-hour long event, and it will be recorded. I know it's hard to find a time that can hit the entire globe, so I apologize to our folks in APAC. I think this is in the middle of the night for them. But for those of you in Europe, Middle East, Africa, it'll be in the afternoon and evening. And then for those of you on the Pacific Coast, it'll be in the morning. So it's from 9 to 11 a.m. So solid chunk of learning there. Also trying to get in some like VP level folks to do some speaking. So we're still nailing down a few of our internal speakers, and this will be hosted actually on On24, which is a webinar platform, because we're anticipating that the size is going to be so large and we get extra support when we run it there. So it won't be run on Bevy. I just wanted to give everyone the heads up, because the last one we were able to run on Bevy with a special tool that Bevy let us trial. But this one will be on On24 for the event itself. Let's see if we're going to. Okay, so Laura mentioned the hackathon. Britt's going to send over more information on that. Really, really excited about the Tableau Next hackathon. And then you will be able to attend Annabelle, because I knew the last one we had a date mix up. So if you have any questions at all about DataFam Live, if you think, hey, I actually would like to share my story, I think it could be a good fit as a speaker for this, please let me know. There might still be an opportunity to fit you in. And of course, we want to take this event as a resource to help promote your TUGs, as well as get you content for your TUGs, or give you ideas for meetings, or potentially speakers for meetings. So if you see someone speaking on the event, especially internally, and you're like, hey, I would love to have them at my meeting, let us know and we'll see what we can do. So Roshni, I had chatted with Rain about this. I'm not sure how to add it to the TUG calendar without creating confusion, because the event will not be hosted on Bevy. So maybe Rain can chime in if there's a way to do that. I just didn't want it to make it seem like that's when it was going to be hosted. So I don't know how to add it without creating like an actual event, because it will be virtual. Maybe.
I think we can, because I think we can
Okay.
add. I think so. We'll explore, because we can add it. Pretty much everyone does host on Bevy when they've got an event that's published on Bevy, but there is the option to host on a different platform. So
okay, perfect.
We could try it.
I will chat with the team here internally, and we will make that happen if there's a way to do that. So thank you for bringing that up, Roshni.
Amazing. Thanks, Lilia. And sorry you had to speak when your voice is
Oh,
clearly.
it's okay. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
Okay.
It just might hurt to listen to. So
It doesn't, but it's more like laryngitis then, isn't it? Like where if you carry on speaking, it might actually go completely. So
oh, that's valid. Okay. So
rest it.
Oh,
Like
rest
have
my
honey and
voice.
lemon.
Thank you all. Appreciate it. Good to see you, or at least see your pictures. Thanks, Laura.
Oh, thanks, Lilia. Appreciate it. Before you head off, actually, there might be a couple of questions. Let's have a.
Oh, totally.
Has anyone got any questions? Let's move over to the next slide, which is the question slide anyway. Has anyone got any questions for Lilia or for anyone?
Oh, and I didn't say the most important thing about DataFam Live. If you're not registered already, please register. Yes. Laura shared the link, but I'll share it again.
Brilliant. Yeah, we had lots of people already interested this morning on the call this morning that were ready to sign up. So we're looking forward to it. So if we don't have any questions, is everyone really happy with everything today then?
I see some comments in the chat about like a calendar of events and things like that. So I want to just put out there, I'm working on that right now. I have a Tableau Public dashboard in the works at the moment that's going to take a look at the next 60 days. That's the most that our data pool can handle at the moment. But we will have a calendar of events of 60 days coming up so people can know when those virtual events are.
Amazing. That sounds really cool, Rain. Thank you. I'm glad Annabelle's already signed up. Glad you can make it, Annabelle.
This is Jim. I have a comment for Rain. That's great that you're doing that. Can that streak go both ways?
Can that streak go both ways?
When somebody inside the Salesforce building is scheduling an event, could they look there first to make sure they're not on top of that?
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what Annabelle's talking about.
Yeah,
I've
absolutely.
experienced the same thing, Annabelle, where all of a sudden, lo and behold, here comes an event.
Yeah.
Right on top.
Yeah. I can definitely, we will be socializing that internally, right? As far as the wider Salesforce events go, I have much more control over like talking to the Tableau team and things like that. So we can try our best to avoid conflict in that way. And I can also socialize that dashboard to the Trailblazer teams so that we can try and avoid that conflict.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
It's not a criticism. It's just a
no. You totally get it.
Okay, thank you.
Of course.
Brilliant. Thanks, Jim. Okay, so if we don't have any more questions, we can end there. So we're 1 minute over. Sorry about that, everyone, but really appreciate you all joining in today. It's been dead nice to see so many familiar faces and also new ones. So again, a big welcome to our newest TUG leaders. Please support them as they're on their journey. And we look forward to seeing you at the next quarterly call, which actually I will not be on. I head out on maternity leave on the 17th of July, which is a week on Thursday. So I won't see you for a while. I'll miss you all, but I'll try and hop in on these calls when they're on and do my kit days so that I can still find out what's going on. But otherwise, we'll see you all soon.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everybody.
Have a nice day, everyone. Bye.